I don't believe in magical green thumbs. Today I'm going to teach you how to be a better gardener. And you're also going to get a great discount on a wonderful product that's going to help you a lot in the garden. It's called the Workman's Friend. So let's get going. Hi, I'm Kelly from My Soulful Home. I have been gardening since I was a little girl. My first packet of daisy seeds helped me fall in love with the garden, and I am still in love today. I've created gardens in all my homes. I create gardens for clients all the time, and I've even been partnered with Monrovia, the wonderful plant people. I have a video that Monrovia made at my house a few weeks ago, and I'm showing that to you now because you're going to get a bonus lesson, and then we're going to start the 10 lessons.
I'm Kelly from My Soulful Home, and if you read my blog or you listen to my podcast, you know I am a passionate gardener. Gardening just feeds my soul. I feel really good in the garden. I love the way dirt smells. My kids make fun of me, and my husband said, "What are you going to rooting around in the dirt?" But it feels right. I buy Monrovia plants because it takes out one of the unknowns of gardening. When you buy a Monrovia plant, I know that I'm buying a healthy plant. Tend to your garden, and your garden's going to tend to you.
So did you catch that bonus lesson? Pick the right plant. Lesson number 1 in the 10 lessons to become a better gardener is know your zone. Gardening zones are really important. It's going to let you know whether or not any permanent landscaping plant is going to thrive in your garden. But let's go beyond that. Know your own property. Watch, where does the sun hit? How long is it in certain areas? What's shaded? How is your drainage? All this information is crucial to being able to not only choose the right plant, but choose the right spot. Lesson number 2 to become a better gardener. This is really important, so listen in. Amend your soil. I know you're fabulous. I also know your soil is not fabulous. Nobody's is. When I moved into my house, the soil here was almost like cement. All I could do was amend for at least the first year and a half to get it going. So important. So even if you think you have fabulous soil, you might want to have it tested, but it never hurts just to add some organic compost. It is going to do so much for your garden because if you feed the soil is going to feed the plants. Lesson number 3 to being a better gardener. Make a plan before you go to the garden nursery or before you purchase any plants online. It is just too tempting. So you're going to learn all you can about your own garden, your own space, and then you're going to choose the appropriate plants. And you're not going to get distracted by all the pretties when you get there. Let's dive into lesson number 4. That is to buy plants in odd numbers. It just looks better in the garden. 3, 5, 7, 9, you get it. Upwards from there, depending on how big your garden is. And don't buy just one of each plant that you like, because that is not creating a garden. That is creating a not well-stocked garden nursery. Lesson number 5 to being a better gardener. Limit your color palette. Like we talk about in the podcast for your interior, limiting your color palette is a really good idea in the garden too. It just unifies the look. I like even a monochromatic look. That's what I'm doing in my house right now. I have an all-white garden going, but one of my favorite palettes is white, purple, and yellow. I think that is stunning together in the garden. Lesson number 6 to being a better gardener. Vary your heights and your bloom time for the plants that you're selecting. Utilize the plant tag, read it. They don't give you all that much information, but it will let you know when it's blooming, whether or not it has winter interest or off-season interest. But also, pull out your phone when you're at the garden center. I'm always doing that, and look up the plant and get a little bit more information about it. So you want to choose plants that are going to vary in height. Obviously, the tall ones are going to go in the back of your garden bed and then down to the smaller ones in the front. But also look for plants that are going to have different bloom times so that there's always something blooming in your garden. Lesson number 7, we're going to get specific and go into the vegetable garden because a lot of you might want to just be trying out some veggies. It's so much fun to be able to grow something and then eat it. So let me talk about tomatoes today. There are 2 basic types of tomato plant, determinate and indeterminate. So indeterminate means that it can grow to just basically any height. It could just keep going and be vining and it's going to trail all over the place. Determinate means it's going to stay a certain size. And The best choice for a small garden or a container garden is a determinate size tomato plant. And you should be able to find that information out on the tag. Lesson number 8 to being a better gardener is one that a lot of people don't know about. It's the proper way to prune small shrubs like boxwood, ollies, and other types of greenery. What you want to do is actually go inside the shrub or the hedge and pluck away, pruning, giving light and circulation to the interior of the plant. You don't want to go and create this box. If you prune a plant just shearing it off at the top and on the sides, you're really creating just the exterior of a green box, because the inside won't get any light and it won't have air circulating, so it's going to die off. Lesson number 9 has to do with deadheading your flowering plants, such as roses. You definitely want a deadhead to encourage additional blooms. So what you'll do is go down to the next set of healthy leaves. So with a rose, it's usually 5 leaves that you'll see in sort of a cluster right down from the now deceased bloom. You're just going to cut that right off, right above that set of leaves. And it really will encourage additional buds to come out, and then you'll have more flowers. The 10th lesson to becoming a better gardener is to have great tools. And I just learned about a new tool that I'm going to tell you about today. It's called Workman's Friend. This stuff is amazing. And so in addition to having my favorite shovel and my favorite rake and all the other things that I use when I'm gardening, in my hat and my sun protection, this is now part of my gardening arsenal. What you're going to do is just put a little bit on, rub it in before you start gardening. Oftentimes I like to garden without gloves on just because I really want to feel the plant, or I want to be doing something where I really have to have the best dexterity for my fingers. So oftentimes I am scrubbing with a nail brush at the end of a gardening session, or really having to sort of chafe up my hands to clean them properly. With Workman's Friend, basically the dirt, soil, what have you, slides right off. It is amazing, and it feels so good on. So I have a coupon for you for the same size Workman's Friend tube that I have right below. So I hope you guys enjoyed this first 10 lessons to be a better gardener. I'm planning some more videos for gardening to be coming throughout the summer and into the fall. So definitely subscribe if you're enjoying those videos. And thanks so much for watching today. Get out there and grow something.